Hey everybody, this is Dan's Video Reviews. I'm Dan, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 TV shows that you need to watch. Now I'm going to be talking about TV shows that are complete. That way, you can start the show and you can watch it completely. You don't need to wait for any seasons to come out or anything. There might be a video later on that talks about top 5 TV shows, including ones that are currently playing, but I haven't decided which one I'm going to make yet. So, coming in at number 5, we have actually Jericho. Now, the reason why I put Jericho on this list is it's actually a very good rendition of what it would be like if a nuclear war had happened, and it shows in like a post-apocalyptic United States. Granted, the show only lasted for 2 seasons. It's not that long, and I feel like it got canceled. I can't say that for sure, so please do not quote me on it. But that being said, it definitely does a great job. The actors do definitely a serviceable job, and it actually gets you sucked into the story. At least it did for me. Coming in at number 4, we have The Clone Wars. Now, you might be like, Dan, it's an animated show. I'm not going to watch that. That's so stupid. It's going to be for kids. No, it really isn't. Now, yes, there are a couple episodes here and there. For example, the Jar Jar episodes. You can skip those. But other than that, though, they do a great job with actually, getting the characters right. It's probably the best rendition of Anakin Skywalker I've seen. Definitely, when I think about Anakin, it's that guy who I think about. I don't really think about Hayden Christensen's character anymore because Matt Lanter, who does the voice of Anakin, does a very good job in just making you be like, okay, this is the Anakin I wanted. And then everybody else in there too, okay? D. Bradley Baker does all the clones. He gives them all like individual personalities, and I think that does a very good job, and it definitely helps me out with what I'm watching. The stories with it too are some of the great stories. During season 4 is probably my favorite season of that. They talk about some great things, and one of them is a 4-episode arc that's just a war story that's about the clones, and it's just such a good storyline, and everybody should be watching this TV show if you're a Star Wars fan. Coming in at number 3 is Lost. Now, Lost is a fairly popular show. You've probably seen some of it. But whenever I talk to people about Lost, they're like, oh, I tried watching a couple episodes, but I couldn't get into it because I was so confused. Now, that does happen because you jump into the show halfway through. It's definitely one of those shows you have to start at the beginning and you have to watch it through. If you don't watch every episode, you're going to miss out on something and you're going to be a little bit lost. But that's one of the great things about it, though, is because if you do watch through all that, you get such a satisfaction watching all of this and having those questions and theorizing and being like, what's going on? And it does definitely do a great job of making you ask those questions, and you want to find out. And it's definitely one of the great shows that you should definitely be checking out. The cast of it is actually really good. They do such a wonderful job with their acting and just them portraying those characters. Those characters are very lovable. My favorite character being Charlie, and at first I didn't like him at all. But as you grow with him and as the characters develop, you tend to like ones that you didn't like at first, and then you don't like the ones that you did like at first. And I think that's just such a great thing for that show because it's so engrossing and you just get so sucked into that world. Coming in at number 2 is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, it is the second animated show to appear on this list. And as I said before, you might be like, oh, it's animated. It's just for the kids. Trust me on this one. This one is such a great show, and you will never, ever feel like you are watching a kid's show, with the exception of maybe a couple episodes in the first season. Once you get past season 1, it's just such a great storyline, and you're so sucked into these characters, and there's a character for every type of personality. Everybody you could think of, they have that character in there, and it works so well. The villain in it is especially great, and you just realize that this story is something that should be told, and you just gotta watch it. One of the worst things I think is when people think, oh yeah, I'm not going to watch an animated show. It's stupid. It's just when you limit yourself to one medium of your television, you're limiting yourself to the stories that you're going to learn about and experience. And this is definitely one of those great stories that I think everybody should watch and everyone will appreciate. And then finally, number 1 is going to be Battlestar Galactica. Now, I'm talking about the 2004 Battlestar Galactica. The older one, that doesn't really matter. But the 2004 Battlestar Galactica was one of the greatest shows, in my opinion, to ever to exist. What it did, especially with the budget that it definitely had great visuals, and the characters were always just so on point with what they were talking about, and they all had their motivations. And the story for itself was just so grand in scale, and it's show that's even recognized by the United Nations for doing how well it did. They had that cast and everything come on to a panel at the United Nations, and they talked about what was important about that TV show and the important issues that it brought up and talked about. And it definitely has something that translates to a modern day story and modern day issues, but it just takes place in that sci-fi realm. A lot of people think, oh, it's just a nerd show, but at the end of the day, you really just got to get sucked into the characters, and then you really don't care that it's in that sci-fi genre, because it's really focusing more on the stories and the characters, and that's really what makes a great TV show, is those character development moments and everything that makes you sucked into the show. That, and also the action scenes are very good in that show. I mean, as I said before, the visual effects are great for the budget that it has. You forget that you're watching really a TV show, and you're just kind of taking in that story that it's telling you. Alright, well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be leaving my Twitter and my email probably somewhere right around this area. Feel free to tweet at me and email me some suggestions for other videos that you want me to do. Do you agree with this list? Do you have other things that you would want to add on to here? If so, please let me know. I'm actually very curious to find out. As always, I hope you guys have a great day. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll be back to you soon. I'm probably going to be getting Logan review up here pretty soon. I'm probably going to be seeing it tomorrow, and then I'm going to be able to get it up to you by that Friday release date. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I definitely am, and thank you very much. Have a great day.